this nice and smooth and straight, just in case there's any bumps. I still can see my center line over here, so I'm going to measure from left to right just to make sure that it's in the same ballpark. That's pretty close. It's a little bit off. I'm just going to redraw my center line over just a little bit here. I won't even really be using the center line anyway. So what I'm going to do is measure the distance from the edge of this headstock to the center of this hole, and edge of this headstock to the center of this hole. 498. This one is 518. The difference is like 20 thousandths of an inch, so I'm not going to actually worry about it. What I will do is I'll split the difference, 510. And I'm going to gently etch the line right here, just deep enough that I can take my pencil and follow it. And we'll sand this out later on. You don't want to etch really deep, you want to just barely etch. And then I'll measure from the top. It's 1447. That's one hole there. I can use the tip of this brad tip bit for my little ball. That's good. And this one here. That's that one there. And then we'll measure from post to post. Compare. That's the same. 3248 divided by half is 1.5, and 124. So 1624 is the halfway point. 1624. 1623 is close enough for me. That's good. Lovely. Now I have these 6 holes marked out exactly where they belong. Now, as far as it goes, it's a little bit difficult right now because I don't have my fretboard on there. But even if we grab this ruler and just take this ruler and have it centered over top of my fretboard here, and if we measure from the edge of the ruler, the tuning machine hole there, and there, it's the same, so I know that these are square, they're parallel. Everything is nice and true. So then I'll actually take a real ball, find them over here. No, there are any balls over here. And I've got it all here.
That little mechanical one.
Oh, that's nice. No, I don't have one like that. Those are good to have. I'm going to make these holes a little bit more heavy duty. Don't let it slip and all of a sudden go into your arm. That would hurt. So, very good. You could do it freehand or you could do it in the drill press. Let's do it in the drill press. So, I'm going to pretend that these rims aren't here. Carefully through. And we're putting 1/4 inch diameter holes in the headstock because we're putting 1/4 inch diameter posts.
And all our posts are all the same?
They're all the same, you got it. So this method will be the same for all of us. I've got another bit. It's this one here. This is the bit that I would use if I was going to be putting a standard modern style tuning machine in. It's the right size. It meets up with the lower bracket housing of the tuning machine itself. And then the nut slash threaded little top portion, it fits in. It doesn't end up actually touching the wall, but this is the one size. You can just take a set of calipers and measure, get the right size. And make sure that we've got space here. I'll raise this up a little. And holding it nice and level. Now you've got your tuning machine holes all nicely and evenly spaced. It's actually pretty much bang on. I'm impressed. Okay, so then got these tuning machines here. The next step will be thicknessing the headstock. If you take note here, got this tuning machine. If we put it through the back, it just barely pokes its little face out from underneath there. The headstock's a fair bit too thick at this point. So what we're going to want to do is figure out exactly how thick we need them to be relative to the height of the tuning machine post. So if we measure the post, and what you can do is put one of the bushings on. Guys. So, and what I like to do is have it set up so there's about 100 thousandths of an inch between, if you look closely at the post, there's the tapered portion of the post, and then the shaft is straight. So I'll go from that little line where it stops the taper and starts to become a constant radius. I'll go 100 thousandths of an inch down, and I'll hold the post or the bushing in place on the post, and then I'll measure. And it's 570. So, which is a very standard thickness. I'll usually end up doing 570, 565. Some tuning machines are longer. So if you're building a guitar and the customer has the tuning machine selected specifically that they want to use, measure the length, because sometimes it does vary. Sometimes they're 1/8 of an inch longer. And you don't want to have it so the post sticks out, 3/8 of an inch. It'll look kind of silly. So then at that point we'll fasten this to the jig, and we'll cut that. We'll do that in a minute. So if you want to